Sorry, after some technical difficulties, we're going to try this again. Questions 39 through 43 will be in part 4 of a video. You see this angle is being bisected, so it's the angle bisector rule. So this angle here over this angle is proportional, so 4x minus 20 minus 12 over 2x minus 1. That's going to be proportional to the sides of x plus 4 over x plus 1. You need to cross multiply and you need to FOIL when you do so. So you're doing 4x minus 12 times x plus 1, and that's going to equal 2x minus 1 and x plus 4. Cross multiply, you get 4x squared. You're going to get minus 8x with the middle terms and minus 12. And over here you're going to get 2x squared plus 7x minus 4. Simplify, add minus everything over to the other side, add the 4 over, so this all cancels out, minus 2x squared minus 7x plus 4. So we're going to end up with 2x squared minus 15x minus 8. This is what we need to factor. 2x squared stays, negative 8 stays. We need 2 times there, so we get multiplies to negative 16. Add to negative 15. The two numbers end up being negative 16 and 1x. So then this first group you can pull out a 2x, leaving me with x minus 8, and then pull out a 1, leaving me with x minus 8. So coming over here, it's x minus 8 is the one term, and the other term is 2x plus 1. So this answer is 8. This answer is negative 1/2. And negative 1/2 doesn't work in this spot up here. So 8 is the only value that works. They want BD, so when you plug in 8 here, this gives you an answer of 12 and 9. So BD ends up equaling 21. Number 28, you see this is a midpoint, 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 and midpoint. They're all midpoints. So this is a midline to the big triangle. So if this is 28, this midline is 14. This is the midline of this triangle, so that's 7. So what's these two added together? 14 plus 7 ends up equaling 21 for your answer. Number 41 is the most challenging one. It is a tough guy. I'm going to call this piece y, and then I'm going to be able to set up that 15 is going to match with x over here, because those are the two sides that match. And if 15 matches with x, 20, the whole side for this big triangle I was looking at, is going to match with y in the other one. Cross multiply 15y equals 20x, and we'll leave it at that for right now. So if I get it over, that's 20x plus 15y equals 0. This is one equation to my system. The other one I would set up is looking at this triangle to this one now. So the 10 is going to match with x this time, and you want the whole thing, which is 20, minus this piece here, which is 20 minus y for the piece. Cross multiply, 20x is equal to 200 minus 10y. And when you get that over, you get 20x plus 10y equals to 200. There's your system. Put them together. So we'll put the 20x underneath here plus 10y equaling to 200. Luckily those cancel out already. 25y equals to 200. Y ends up equaling 8. So this piece, like I said, was 8. You can figure out that this piece is then 12 here. So then you can set up, finally, you can set up that 15 is to x as 20 is to 8. And you could get 20, so I plugged it back into this thing. this thing over here. So 120 is equal to 20x. So x ends up equaling 6 for our answer. Or you could just sub it back into here and you can solve for x if you so choose to be. 42 and 43 are your proofs. A, B, D, F is a parallelogram. If you know it's a parallelogram, you know opposite angles are congruent, which helps us to get certain angles congruent. You also know that opposite sides are parallel when doing that, and these are parallel. So if these two lines are parallel, you can see these are transversal, so angle 8 and angle 5 would be congruent to each other. Since you also know these are parallel lines, you also get that angle 1 here. It's congruent to 6 because of corresponding. So angle 1 congruent to angle 6 to corresponding. You also know that this angle here is congruent to 3, which then means 5 is congruent to 2. That means 2 is congruent to 5. And we're going to be able to prove that these end up being similar to each other also. So starting from the parallelogram A, B, D, F, we can say that B, D is parallel to F, A. From there, we can say angle 1 is congruent to angle 6. Also from the parallelogram, different reason. You can say angle AFD is congruent to angle 3, which then gives us that angle 2 is congruent to angle 5, which with these two, you can say triangle ABD is similar to triangle DFE, which then I would leave a blank proportion. Ran out of room, put up my wall, and I can say CB times FE is congruent to DF times BD. With doing that, CB will go here, FE goes down here, which means then DF and BD, and I'm done. My 7 reasons. Reason 1 is if parallelogram, opposite angles congruent. 2, if parallel, then corresponding angles congruent. 3, if parallel, oh no, that was from the parallelogram, is where that came. If parallelogram, then opposite angles congruent. I apologize, I am off. This one is if parallelogram, opposite sides parallel. Number 4 was subs of congruent angles are congruent. 5, angle similarity. 6, definition of similar triangle. 7, cross multiply. Number 43, the very large one is a parallelogram. The very small one is a parallelogram. Prove that AB is is proportional to EG, and BC is proportional to HG. So we're proving this triangle is similar to this triangle. You know B is congruent to G because if parallelogram ABFG, then angle B is congruent to angle G because opposite angles are congruent. From the second parallelogram ACDH, Same reason, angle 2 would be congruent to angle 3. So then that's going to give you angle 1 congruent to angle 4, which then proceeds to give you triangle ABC similar to triangle EGH. Ran out of room. So then reason 4, AB over EG equals BC over GH for your ending. 1, if parallelogram, opposite angles congruent. 2, subs of congruent angles are congruent. 3, angle similarity. 4, definition of similar triangles. And there's the end of the review sheet. Good luck to you on the Chapter 8 test, and I hope you do, well, really put the effort in because it's going to be a challenging test. Try not to make simple mistakes.